yourself.
Tony Darnell and
Presented by Hyundai. Whitlock and Wiley. LeVar Arrington is back. Joining us now is Fox Sports NFL analyst TJ Houshmandzadeh. Time now for a big story. Let's move to New York, where Jason Garrett just got hired as the Giants' new offensive coordinator. Garrett will be calling plays for the first-year coach, Joe Judge, with a second-year quarterback in Daniel Jones under center for a team that's been pretty lost since moving on from Tom Coughlin back in 2015. Even still, Garrett says the job just felt right to him. All right, smart for Jason Garrett to take the Giants OC job.
Genius. Think about it. It's a win-win if you're Jason Garrett. Going out to New York, we all know about this team's, its woes, the offensive woes. And if he goes there and fixes this team, especially offensively, matures Daniel Jones. Look at Jason Garrett, how all of a sudden he fast-tracked himself once again back to the position he just left as a head coach in the NFL. He knows he has Saquon Barkley back there to hand the rock off to. And think about what Jason Garrett has been able to do in terms of scope with a quarterback. He had Tony Romo. He had Dak Prescott. We can say what we want about those two guys, and shots have been fired at them. But they are ranked 4th and 5th all-time in passer rating. Jason Garrett knows a little something, maybe a little quarterback whisperer. So Daniel Jones, who has tremendous ability, mobility, arm strength, and the moxie, even kill personality, I think it's going to work in New York. Win-win.
It's smart for me for the standpoint it is. He's like a player. He pleaded for his job. Just reconsider. Don't let me go. Oh, y'all going to fire me? I'm going to go play y'all twice a year and show you what you missed. And it's like he divorced his wife and they going to move in the same neighborhood. They each remarried and move in the same neighborhood. We're going to see. And we're going to see who has a better house and who's going to be better. He gets to play them twice a year. Mike McCarthy has said we're going to run the same offense. They're going to have to rethink that now. Man, Jason Garrett knows that offense inside out. He knows how to attack the protection. He knows the code words. So now he's, in fact, going to be a defensive coordinator when they play the Cowboys twice a year. Divisional opponent. So for me, I like the confidence that Jason Garrett is saying, okay, we're in the same division. We're going to beat y'all twice a year. We got pieces on offense. Give me another receiver with the mobility that the NFL is going to with Daniel Jones. I love it.
No.
That's it.
Absolutely not. Do y'all want me to expand on it?
Do you,
please? I don't even feel like it's worth justifying. No, it's a no. But I will, just because this is a show. It's high risk, high reward. Like you just said, I can come in and I can fix it. But think about this. Since 2016, there have been 4 head coaches that have coached that team. That's a 4-year, going on 5-year period of time. You had McAdoo, you had Spagnuolo, you had Shermer, and now you have Judge. Who's to say he's going to have enough time to fix this team? That's one, personnel-wise.
Right.
Secondly, which is probably the biggest point of it all, you just had a Super Bowl-worthy roster in Dallas as the head guy, and we saw how that ended. So now you go into a different situation, and you have Daniel Jones and you have Saquon Barkley. What else do you have? And how much time do you have?
Got Evan Ingram.
I don't feel good about it.
Marcellus started his off with if, the biggest 4-letter word in all of the English language. If Jason Garrett does X, Y, and Z, it's going to be great.
What he going to do?
TJ, to you, be careful of what you wish for. And so he going to go in and be the quarterback guru for Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Who? Daniel Jones.
Who?
I mean, he looked nice sometimes. He didn't. This is crazy to me. This is going to blow up in Jason Garrett's face. It's the wrong motivation. To me, it's revenge.
100%.
It's the wrong motivation.
Success.
Because when this doesn't work, he's taken a lot of shine off of himself. He could have went out, sat on TV, and collected more and more shine, and some organization would be like, yeah, man, Jason Garrett had a winning record in Dallas, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to bring him back in as head coach. If this offense doesn't dramatically improve,
could be the end.
It could be. He'll never get another head coaching job.
They have nowhere to go.
He will flame out as offensive coordinator. If he was some kind, it's the wrong motivation. Kellen Moore, Jerry forced him to make him the offensive coordinator. He's pissed off. He's going to New York to prove Jerry and everybody wrong. He should have stood pat.
Man, for a gambler, man, you sure scared to bet on yourself. I'll bet on myself. First of all, you haven't even...
If Jason Garrett was me, he wouldn't have been fired, but go ahead.
You haven't even taken into account that Jason Garrett actually loves to coach. And I bring up one of my former coaches, and Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips unfairly was released as the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Kept being a coordinator, got his chance again. And this is what Jason Garrett is doing. This is the fast track back. The fast track is not going on TV and letting it bubble. The fast track is having instant success in another situation. And look where they're starting from. The basement, brother. Why would you want to start somewhere higher and then there's less room to improve?
What if you don't have enough time? See, to me, I think that the biggest risk here is that they're showing right now they ain't playing around in New York. You mess up, you out.
You believe in yourself, right?
Of course.
Well, Jason Garrett believes in himself.
But now with that being said,
hold for 1 second. Hold for one. We got to go.
Let's roll.
Jason Garrett's not betting on himself. He's betting on Joe Judge, an unproven commodity. That's who he just hitched his wagon to. It's a mistake. Coming up, Zion Williamson will finally make his Pelicans debut tomorrow night. We'll tell you if he lives up to the hype. Speak for Yourself is presented by Hyundai. Speak for Yourself presented by Hyundai. Whitlock and Wiley. Mark Medina is back, and we're joined now by NBA champion and longtime NBA coach Byron Scott. Welcome aboard. All right, let's move to New Orleans, where Zion Williamson is finally set to take the floor and will make his debut tomorrow night against the Spurs. The top pick has been sidelined for months with a knee injury, and it feels like the anticipation around him has died down a bit. But let's not forget he came into the league with more fanfare and hype than any player since LeBron James. All right, do we think Zion will live up to the hype?
Yes, absolutely yes. Only really 3 categories and reasons why we see guys not live up to what the expectations are. Injuries, which I'm never going to bet on someone's going to stay injured. This is a 19-year-old that you can fix his body mechanics, you can get him with the right people as they have, and really instruct him on how to protect himself. 2, they don't want it, which I know Zion does in terms of motivation. And 3, they're not good enough, which he is. So this is a guy in the preseason. I know short sample, and obviously it's not regular season or playoff basketball. Averaged 23-6 in 27 minutes on 71% shooting. Good Lord. Grown men, and I'm 19, straight off the streets, ready to go get it. And I take myself back to the greatest team that showed a rookie who missed the entire year, and everyone was like, is that team going to be good? Is that player going to be good? Turned out he was Blake Griffin. Turned out...
Always bring up the Clippers.
You know I got to. 20-14, game 1, right off of the Lakers winning the championship, and stole L.A. and stole the Thunder and became the face of the NBA day 1. That's Zion Williamson.
Did he say
Blake
great
2.0.
team?
Well,
he said he was the face of the NBA.
First of all, Ron was in the league, wasn't he?
First of all, Jay, Mark, I'm going to give him a hand because he finally got a team he can be a little bit proud of. Here in L.A. with that red, white, and blue Clippers. They still got 0 compared to them 16 championships that purple and gold got. But other than that,
history class.
But other than that, I mean, this is the most anticipated return of any player in NBA history besides LeBron James. There's no doubt about that. And me, for one, I am looking extremely forward to watching this young man play. I think the hype is real. I think this kid is going to come out here and play extremely well. I think he's going to have an unbelievable career. Multiple, not championship, but multiple all-star appearances. I don't know about championships yet. The biggest thing and the biggest factor with this young man right now is the weight. We got to make sure that he keeps control of that. Because at 6'7", 6'8", if he gets up to that 280, 300, then injuries are going to be something that's going to hold him back for his career. So I think if he can keep that under control, this guy will be an unbelievable basketball player.
Yeah, Byron, I'm optimistic that he will be healthy. When I was talking to executive David Griffin and people in the Pelicans organization, they made it emphatically clear the reason why he was out past that 6 to 8 week timetable, it didn't have to do much with the knee. It had everything to do with thinking, hey, let's use this time to improve his range of motion and his mobility and teach him how to use his hips and his knees and moving properly. And I think because they have that base down, it's going to do wonders. Now, short term, yeah, there's going to be rustiness. I think there's an anticipation, may take 2 or 3 weeks for him to get the conditioning and timing down. But long term, he's going to live up to the hype and maybe even surpass it.
I'm concerned, and I'm someone that started out his rookie year or this summer thinking that he was going to take over the league, that he was going to be the biggest thing in the NBA by the end of this season. The injury, the weight, and then the third aspect of this that we haven't brought up, Ja Morant is taking some of his thunder and shine. That's
true.
Memphis is winning games and has some momentum. And so when you talk about living up to the hype, we got to remember how high the hype was.
Right.
And he was supposed to come in and do what Ja Morant is doing. Now, again, he's in a better package, a more marketable package. I think his smile and his size and all that could make him, bigger than Charles Barkley. But Ja Morant, man, has taken some of that momentum away.
And it's easy to recapture that and surpass that. As soon as you get on the court and you see that physical specimen that we haven't seen in the league before. Let me school some people on this subject of everyone's talking about his weight. When you have clean mechanics, proper body mechanics, the weight doesn't matter. That's old school. That's like when the Lakers, you used to play, y'all used to talk about how much you weigh. They don't do that anymore. They hook you up to modules and they say, are you moving cleanly? So get in the gym, bro. So here's the thing. Youngsters are coming out of AAU circuit high school, as you said, with tight hips. One thing that they're not working on is their lateral movement and their hips. This guy, in terms of his torque, is the highest that they ever rated in terms of measurements. He's second highest in his standing high jump. The thing about him is he cleans up his mechanics. Everything else will work itself out. There have been big guys who've been hurt. There have been little guys who've been hurt. It's based on your mechanics. And the blessing in disguise has been the fact that he's been injured. So he didn't come straight from college with those bad mechanics and go out there and hurt himself more so. They've been able to take some time, hire some of the Phoenix Suns training staff gurus to clean up his mechanics. I think it's going to work.
All right, let's move to the Lakers. We have the best record in the Western Conference. We're still looking to get better. According to our buddy Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports, LeBron's squad is among a group of contenders who are interested in trading for Derrick Rose, who has been having a really good year for the lowly Pistons. Byron, you're the expert here.
With a purple suit.
Rose, would he be a good fit for the Lakers?
I don't think so. I really don't. And I love the way D. Rose is playing. I love the fact that he's come back and he's got his career back on track. He's playing great at Detroit. My biggest issue with this would be what they have to give up to get D. Rose. That's the biggest issue. And they've already given up all the picks and everything they possibly could. So what would they have to do? Kuzman, don't like that right now. What I would do if I'm the Lakers is there's a guy out there that I like a lot who retired earlier this season, but he's available, and I think he's willing to come back, and that's Darren Collison. I think Darren Collison would be a greater fit for the Los Angeles Lakers. Number one, he knows how to run a basketball team. He's done it over his career for many teams. He's a very good mid-range game shooter. Knock down shots. All right, go ahead and yawn, Jay. Go, Jay, yawn if you want to, but I'm telling you, Darren Collison is a great fit.
A man sitting at home is going to make the difference on the Lakers.
Yes, and if they get him in time before the All-Star break, you got 2 or 3 months.
You back.
Right.
What about Norm Nixon?
No, I'm a little too old, and Norm is a lot too old. But this kid can fill a void, because when LeBron goes out the game, they're not handling the ball. They're not running. I'm telling you, DC, come back. No. And it don't cost them much. Don't have to give up no picks, no players.
Risk, no reward.
Are y'all moving?
Hey, great fit for the Lakers.
Okay, I'm with Byron on Darren Collins as the better alternative. Now, getting Derrick Rose, that's not a bad idea, but I think to Byron's point, it's what do you give
Y'all
up?
making me like Derrick Rose.
Well, listen here. If you're looking salary-wise to match it up, they can offer Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Detroit's not going to take that. They have some picks, but do you mortgage that? I think when you have a window to win a championship, you should, but I think there are better options. Darren Collison, maybe Andre Iguodala, but I don't think he's a bad fit per se. It's just a matter of what you're going to do and where do you prioritize.
Lakers get Darren Collison.
That's what I'm thinking. Are these, y'all talking about and the purple and gold still win the championship.
How about this, Marcellus? The Lakers have more money to get Darren Collison because they had that $1 million exception with DeMarcus.
Make Ball
They have a few more dollars to offer Darren than the Clippers.
Are y'all the LA Lakers still or San Bernardino
I'm giving
Lakers?
you facts
Darren Collison ain't landing on no damn LA Lakers. You guys got to read the scouting report. And it's obvious what the Lakers really need. Perimeter scoring. They need someone who can go out there and create off the dribble from the perimeter. So how do you do it? Derrick Rose. We're talking about a guy averaging 18.5 right now. Last 10 games, averaging 23. Put the ball in his hand. He's a creator. And you need that because you can't count on, let's be real, Caldwell-Pope Caruso, Quinn Cook, Avery Brad. Like, y'all gonna walk.
Caruso, you don't like Robinson Caruso?
Robinson is great. Alex is good too. But come on, man. Y'all about to go into the West playoffs. Don't come out there with just a two-man game and that duo. That's
vote.
not enough.
I want to vote no on both. I want to vote. And I think Derrick Rose, what he's doing is tremendous. Derrick Rose used to be a neighbor of mine. I think what he's doing is tremendous.
Funny.
The problem is you add Derrick Rose's personality to this team, I could see he and LeBron butting heads.
What personality?
The personality of he likes to have the ball, too.
Oh, on the court. I'm about to say off the court. He's the nicest dude in the world.
LeBron James likes to have the ball, and Derrick Rose out here putting up 18, 19 points a game. You know Derrick Rose still thinks he's MVP Derrick Rose in the right situation.
He dropped 50 last year.
Yeah, I know.
Make the All-Stars,
and that's
probably.
what I'm saying. I don't know if I'd add him to LeBron's ball-centric. Yeah, Derrick Rose. And then Darren Collison, my God. I mean, seriously.
Perfect fit. Tell him.
Resign Byron Scott, please. All right, stay right where you are.
I'm too old.
In 20 minutes, I'll have the most fearless take of the day. The NFL's Inspired Change campaign is a bold step that the NFL should be praised for taking. But first, Jimmy G is about to play in the Super Bowl. We'll tell you if the Patriots regret shipping him out of town. Darnell's question of the day. Yourself is presented by Hyundai.